Hello, precious treasures, and welcome to the Possibility Partners TV show. I'm your host, Ande Lyons, and every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm here at Google Plus hanging out with amazing entrepreneurs. I love sharing their delicious, or as I call it now, Andelicious advice for entrepreneurial adventurers. It's such a treat to be able to bring these wonderful folks on and interview them live and get these actionable tips and advice and wisdom from them so that we can all keep our businesses humming along, growing and thriving the best way we know how, ways that are in alignment with who we are and who or what our businesses are. And gosh, you and I know, I've got 4 businesses under my tiara, and we know this journey is not always filled with woohoo. And these entrepreneurs love sharing their oh no's as well as their woohoo moments. And I think that's so important for all of us to learn, because we got to hold hands, we got to work together to support each other, cheer each other on, and encourage each other to keep going. You fall down 7 times, you get up 8. Because this is what we're born to do. This is what we do and how we fully express ourselves and share our gifts with the world. And, sometimes our family members and friends look at us with a little bit of concern in their eyes, right? Like, geez, it seems a little hard what you're doing. Why don't you go get a steady job? But we can't. So here at Possibility Partners TV show, I'm here, my guests are here, we're all here to support each other in having wonderful businesses that are growing and thriving. And today, oh boy, I've got a special guest today. I can't wait for you to meet her. She is the founder of PositiveWomenRock.com. Here she is in all her glory from San Diego. It's Kelly Rudolph. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Andy.
How are you? I love that you're going to be sharing some incredible, focused, productive, and positive information with us today. We all need your special dose of wisdom and advice and insights, and I'm so happy. And folks, if you're watching live, there is a link in the comments stream down before 1 o'clock when we went live, and you can just click on that and download that PDF right away. You don't need to sign up for anything. Grab it, because Kelly's going to be using it, and you will love, love, love this information. So Kelly, you have a very interesting story on how you got started in life as an entrepreneur. But I'd like to have a little bit more of your background, because you also have a very meaningful tragedy to triumph story, which I know will inspire viewers everywhere. Please share.
Okay. That's actually part of the way I ended up in the entrepreneurial pool. I had low self-esteem as a kid growing up. I didn't really have any strong, confident role models, unfortunately. I wish my mom had been one, but she didn't have much in the way of self-esteem either, unfortunately. So the decisions I made based on that low self-esteem led me down a path to 2.5 years of rape and domestic violence before I turned 29.
Whoa!
So, yeah, pretty scary stuff. And that ultimately, a few years later, landed me in my own business teaching personal safety and self-defense. Before that, though, I had been let go of 2 really good jobs I loved for speaking my mind, so I wasn't really cut out for the corporate world after all. I would see people making stupid decisions, or, I was a paramedic, which was really fun. But they would tell, that was being bossed around 24/7 for maybe 6-7 days at a time, so that was not very fun. So I really wanted to make my own decisions.
I think everybody watching the entrepreneurs, you understand, right? How many times have I been fired from a job? But I think that's a common thread for many of us. Go on, Kelly, with your story.
It's a badge of honor. It really is. Hey, I have common sense. You're fired. Thanks. So what I did was I realized that, well, after you go through a tragedy like rape or domestic violence, you usually, after the fact, go and take self-defense courses, which is kind of backwards, but that's what happens. I did that, and all of the wonderful instructors were men. They were PhDs or black belts or ex-cops, which were all wonderful. None of them had been raped. None of them knew what it was like. None of them taught me anything that would have worked, because I had been there. So I realized, hey, I need to teach people what really will work. And so I created Survive Self-Defense and ran that for 12 years and personally taught thousands of men, women, teens, and kids how to, first of all, avoid becoming a victim, and then how to get away, actually, in case they did. So it was really fun.
Wow, I just want to commend you so much for taking something that was just horrific that happened to you, that is happening quietly, as you know, around the world, domestic violence and rape. And so, and taking that and having the courage to be so proactive, to set up a place to do preventative type of work, as well as healing other work for folks who have become victims. Thank you, because 12 years is a long time of helping people.
It is, and it was fun. I made one entrepreneurial mistake. It was a biggie. I did not ask if people wanted this information. So I spent 12 years pounding my head against a wall. I did speak everywhere. I spoke at many Fortune 500 companies and all that fun stuff, and lots of organizations. And I had self-defense parties in homes where people felt safe and could invite their friends, because the party plan always works, and things like that. But I did not ask if people wanted this. So I had to go tell people they needed this, and that was extra hard. So it's very, very important to find out what people are looking for before you create a business, because if there's no competition, there's a good reason for that.
Excellent advice, folks. I love saying competition, because that confirms that that business model works and I can make money at this. And also expand a little further on that wonderful nugget you just shared, which is the fact that you didn't ask anybody if they wanted to hear this. And I can imagine, especially something so passionate, you want to go out and tell the world, gosh darn it.
Yes. I just saw a need. I saw a need. I knew everyone, men, women, and kids, needed to know how to avoid being selected as a victim and defend themselves in order to get away in case they were selected. So that sounded right to me. So I created a business around it.
And so you had that for 12 years. Then what happened? Did that evolve into something else for you, or is it still vibrant moving along today?
Interesting promotional thing here. I got tired of promoting the fact that people would be bloody and possibly dead in order to get them to pay attention to me, in order to get my message out, because I had to scare people, and I was so tired of the scare tactics. I just didn't want to do it. And fortunately, one of my mentors recruited me as an internet business coach for a big personal growth company. And I got to do that for 3 years. And I realized I'd been coaching pretty much all my life in safety and all kinds of things that I'd done. And I fell in love with coaching. And during that period of time, that 3 years, they made it possible for us coaches to get trained as life coaches, and that's what I've been doing ever since. And it's been about 3 years, but I've honestly been coaching for about 30 years in different things.
What is it about coaching that really resonates for you?
Oh my gosh. The way I coach, I have kind of a unique approach, and you'll see that in the PDF we're talking about. But my clients make changes in their lives while we're talking right then, and they're different after we're done with our session. It's immediate. And a lot of times coaching is asking lots of questions, and the client ends up coming up with their own solution or idea or explanation 6 months down the road. I don't coach like that. If I know what's going on, I'm going to tell them right away. We clear all this up in the interview. It's like, I'm very bold. I'm going to just, hey, this is the issue. Let's clear it up. Okay.
Right.
And so with my clients, they make immediate progress. It's so fun. So fun. So I'm able to make a difference. I'm able to touch the world. I'm able to teach them things they teach other people. One of them taught her 3-year-old something I taught her, and he turned around and taught his 18-month-old sister, and their whole lives are different because of it.
Oh my gosh, so that has a huge reward factor to it. That you one ripple at a time, one conversation at a time, being able to help people like that. Kelly, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Now, what practices do you do every day to help you stay positive? I mean, I know you're the positivewomenrock.com goddess, but still, you're human. And things happen. What do you find is very helpful to you in keeping yourself focused and moving forward?
Well, I've realized it takes about 4 minutes to have an effective pity party. So if you need to do that, that's all you get. It's really, there's nothing more to say to yourself after that little bout of pity. I don't really do that anymore. I used to, and now but I know a lot of people need to do the pity party thing before they move forward. Now I do a lot of intentions and visualizations about where the end result is going to be when I do these things. So in the morning, I go through my ideal day as if I'm living it with all of my senses. What am I smelling? What am I tasting? What am I touching? What am I doing? What's happening? What's the response I'm getting? Things like that. I'm seeing it all. Also, I go through a visualization for my ideal life. And that is, 3 to 5 years from now, depending on which one I do. Mm-hmm. And it's actually showing me with all 5 senses, again, where I'm going to. It's like a vacation. It's like planning a vacation, and then what you're doing during the day is just putting the pieces together to get to that vacation destination. And I laugh a lot. So during the day, you'll see as we talk a little further today, I'll go and look at kitties at Pinterest, or funny cats are really my thing. Simon's cat videos on YouTube or something, and I'll just laugh. I mean, I laugh all the time, and you'll see that in the schedule we have there's a laugh break. Right. It's really important to keep your energy up. That's what I do, laughing and visualizing mainly.
I agree. What helps me is sometimes I'll put on some great music and put on. Are my glasses here? Yeah, I'll put on my super sparkly glasses. Folks see me with these. And I'll listen to some great music, and it just gets my energy shifted. That's, of course, after a really proper pity party because, got to get that stuff out, got to embrace my doubt, my fear, my feeling Absolutely. Bad and shame, and get on with the day. And so for me, it's dancing music. We're going to be going over Kelly's PDF in just a few minutes, folks. I just want to wrap up a little bit more about her background, some of the things that she's learned from a logistics point of view as an entrepreneur, because you're so good at the state of mind. Any tips logistically for entrepreneurs as they move forward with their business?
One that you just mentioned, actually, Andy, and it's brilliant, and that is you have to let your feelings out. So if you need to have a pity party, please do it. If it takes 10 minutes instead of 4, that's cool. You can't stuff your emotions, because when you do, you get physically ill later, sometimes sooner than later. But, I mean, we have tons of stories we've heard about people who have very successful businesses. They clawed their way to the top. They did all this stuff. They pushed through, powered through, to all those forceful kind of terms, and they're sick. Their family abandoned them. They have nothing. They're completely sick, and they can't get their health back. Right. It's very important to let those emotions out, even if you're screaming in your pillow, whatever you need to do. I find journaling works brilliantly because you get it all out. You're using more senses than just your voice.
That's just super. I'm going to go to the audience for a few seconds here. Hi, Dory. Yes, speaking your mind. My mind has gotten me in trouble.
Yay, Dory, you're in a good club. Congratulations.
You are not alone. And then Tom Ralston, you were so funny. He was so focused on a task and lost track of time, but I made it 7 minutes late. What did I miss?
You missed the best stuff. You missed the best. But there's a replay, fortunately for you, Tom.
And then on a heartfelt note, oh my gosh, Carmen, thank you for being open about this. Kelly, I was nearly a rape victim. It is good to talk about these things with others and to discover the strengths one gains and to not feel like a victim. Rape is an act of violence and has nothing to do with who the victim is. What are your thoughts,
Absolutely.
Kelly?
100% true.
Yeah.
It's really important to come out of that as a survivor. Yeah. Because you can't be a victim if there's not an attack happening currently. There's either a survivor or a casualty. But after something has happened, you are a survivor. And That's a very important mindset. Very important. It can make you stronger. It can make you stronger, and it's part of the story of how you got to be the wonderful person you are now.
There we go. And then this is a gentleman who has a wonderful community on Facebook called Optimus Island. It's Neil Wood, and I highly recommend everybody go over and join him. What an inspiration you are, Kelly. I'm so glad Andy has introduced us to you. Thanks, Neil, for stopping by. Neil. And then Kim Armstrong. Love that idea for a morning meditation, Kelly. Visualize the perfect day and then the life. More of those will lead to a plan for the day and a 3 to 5 year plan. Thanks, Kim Armstrong, for saying hi. Love that. Love everybody. So grateful that you're here in the stream. And how wonderful is it that we have someone like Kelly Rudolph here to help move us forward, help us figure out what are those positive bits and pieces that we need to stay focused and move forward and with the right productive and positive nature, because if our minds are not tuned in to our task, the productivity is going to go out the window. And a reminder for those who are here live, I will be posting the link to the green room at the end of the show, which is at the bottom of the hour. And we'd love to have you come in and join us. It's post broadcast, so no live recording, and it's a wonderful impromptu conversation. So we hope we'll see you there. So Kelly, darling, let's chat about how to stay focused, productive, and positive. 20 top challenges. Now, in your PDF, you have a few, right, that we're going to go over. And I just love, first of all, we've talked a little bit about the inspiration and motivation.
Yes.
How it's going to go. So share this with folks.
Well, inspiration and motivation are extremely important to your business and your life, but they can come and go. As you know, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you just feel low. And it's really important to get your energy up before you work on your business. Because, and I like to call it play with your business, because who wants to work? That's why we don't have real jobs. It's really important to keep your energetic vibration at a higher frequency, because when you're low and you don't feel good, you kind of attract garbage to you. You attract people who are more negative. You attract negative situations. I had a teeny, like 2-minute long bout with frustration last night. So when I put in, this is what happens. I know it may sound crazy if you think it's too woo-woo, but it happens all the time to me. I put in my brand new cartridge for my printer to print out the cool PDF I made for all of you, and it was dry. And I thought, okay, so my energy's off, because weird things happen. Physical things happen when your energy's off. It's crazy. And I have millions of stories of that. And also I have lots of stories about how I healed myself, healed my body, got rid of hot flashes completely. Things like that by adjusting energy. So energy is extremely important to your business, to your life, to your health.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm just going to do a quick screen share, folks, here, I think. I don't know. Did that come out, Kelly? Hold on.
It did. There it is.
There's your PDF, everybody. The focused, productive, positive. So this is what we're going over and going through. And I will tell you, the part that really, really resonates for me is, as we scroll down here, you're going to see this last bit, the 90-minute module, positive, focused, productivity. Oh, my gosh. So if you have this, and I'm sorry that I'm whirling this past you so quickly, you can see that Kelly has put together a wonderful, valuable piece of information for us. And I got to tell you, she's rocking my world today. So let's move on, because what you've done that's so wonderful is you've put inspiration and motivation and the solution. So let's talk about lack of self-confidence.
Yikes. Okay, that's a big one. That's one I've dealt with my whole life. And I think we all do as entrepreneurs. If we don't, there may be something wrong with us, but you know, we're unhireable anyway, so who cares? We get to look at our self-confidence as part of our self-esteem. Self-esteem consists of 3 things: self-confidence, self-respect, and self-image. The only way to build self-esteem is to build a self-confidence first. That's the easiest one. The other 2 can't move up the ladder there, self-respect and self-image, unless you have the confidence. So a lot of times self-confidence is waning because of beliefs we have from when we were kids. Most of our beliefs came from our parents, and they were great as kids. We weren't supposed to talk to strangers, or when people were maybe talking behind our backs at school, it was painful and it was scary. Now we need people talking behind our backs in a good way, because we're marketing our businesses. And if we don't talk to strangers, we don't have any friends, we don't have family, we don't have anyone to go dates with.
We don't have any online friends.
No online friends. I mean, there are beliefs like that, and it seems like we're thinking, oh yeah, but we changed all that. Well, not necessarily, because those are deep in our subconscious mind, and there's a conflict when we start talking to strangers. But we have this belief as a child, don't talk to strangers. Those are still conflicting today. It's very important to either release the past beliefs that don't serve us anymore, or change them. Really important to change them. It's like a habit. You can't really get rid of a habit, but it's great to change it into something better. So beliefs are a big, big deal.
Yeah, and I know one of the best exercises I did, oh gosh, over 30 years ago, was really understanding what was truth for me and what was a belief. So if there's any exercises that you can do around that, it's so key, right, Kelly?
Very much so. And there's another thing there on the PDF regarding self-confidence. I love this. Joel Osteen, who's a wonderful pastor with a positive attitude like mine, he said this on his show, and I just grabbed onto it and typed it out real quick. But and I don't know where he got it. Maybe he made it up, or maybe he got it from someone else. But it was 25% of people will never like you. That was a huge thing for me, because I thought, what? People aren't going to like me? But you know what? I don't have to attempt to cater to those people anymore. 25% won't like you, but can be persuaded to. 25% will like you, but can be persuaded not to like you. And then 25% are going to like you no matter what and always have your back. So it gets us away from, it's funny, and it gets us away from wanting to please everyone, because we can't. There's nothing we can do. So doing our best and speaking from our heart is really what we can do. And the people who resonate with that are going to come and be in our circle. We're on Google.
Right.
And the ones who don't can go elsewhere. And the other really awesome thing to remember is that we are a reflection for everyone, and everyone else is a reflection of us. So if you, let me give you a quick example. I was at a party one time at a country club in San Diego where I live. I went with a girlfriend who didn't happen to be that positive, I found out this day. We saw a girl in a really cute skirt. And I said, wow, what a cute skirt. And the girl next to me I was with, she goes, what a bitch. And I thought, whoa, what? So I deleted her. She was like, friend no more. We came together. I went home. I got another way home. But I ran over and asked the girl with the cute skirt. I'm like, that is the cutest skirt ever. Where'd you get it? We became friends. We're still friends.
Nice.
So,
well,
you know, one girl sees, hey, that's cool, let's be friends. The other girl sees, I'm so insecure that I want what she has and I don't have it, so I'm going to be evil.
Yeah, and confidence is key for moving through the day, and comparison is the thief of joy. So no comparing.
Oh, yes.
And I love that advice, Kelly, to just sort of let go, focus on those people who love you. And again, move about your day. So one thing that happens, especially for newbie entrepreneurs, is the structure. You're trying to set the day up so that you get things done. You don't have this office you're going to with this built-in structure for you. You have to be self-directed. And sometimes, you know, scrubbing down the bathtub with a toothbrush looks more exciting and interesting than getting a blog post done or a deliverable done. It's awful, the distractions, right? So let's talk about lack of structure and how we can work through that.
Okay. One funny note, when you talked about cleaning with a toothbrush, my master coach, Dave Buck from Coachville, who's awesome, fabulous, like top coach in the world, maybe, up there in the top 3. He said he has the cleanest toaster in the world because when he gets frustrated with work, he cleans his toaster. And we always joke about that, but everyone has their go-to thing they do, you know, when you get frustrated or mad or whatever at work. And when you're home, it's so easy to find an appliance to attack. So it's real. What was the question, Andy?
So how do we? I know, staying focused here. Really, the structure, lack of structure is
yes.
It's such a hard thing to conquer, especially for newbie entrepreneurs who are working from their home.
Yes. There's a few things you need to keep in mind. Boundaries are important here. If you can have a workspace where nothing that is work-related leaves that space and nothing else comes in, that's really good. Scheduling time, you have to schedule time with your family and your people. Otherwise, they're going to be interfering when you're working. So you need to have some very set schedules. Make sure you include them. And with this 90-minute module I'm going to show you, Andy's going to show you, we're going to talk about that. It makes it where you can put your little 90-minute module of work anywhere you want in your day, even if it's midnight after the kids go to bed. It's really great. Or your powerful time, you need to find out what that is. Is that early morning, like it is for me, before my brain's too wigged out with all the crazy social media stuff? Or is it midnight after the kids go to bed? Or is it in the middle of the day? By the middle of the day, I'm ready to go do something fun without being in my office at all.
Kelly, I never even thought about it. I just thought we'd have to start the day off with that. What a great idea about doing it before you go to bed, planting seeds for the day.
You sure can, and it's very important to create your schedule for the next day the night before, because then when you get up, you already have places to be. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs either think they need to go to everything to maybe a penny might roll by or a client might roll by, or they don't have anywhere to be. That was my challenge here, working mainly on the internet. Sometimes when I'm working, I'm thinking, you know what, if I disappeared today, no one would even know for a week until I have an accountability call with my partner. So it's really important to have places to be, even if that appointment's with yourself, to do something fun, like making some social media graphics and posting them or something. So make a schedule. Really important. Have a schedule.
Right, and definitely put yourself in the calendar, meaning your quiet time, your special time, put it in. It's kind of like paying yourself first. You've got to set yourself as the priority, right, Kelly?
Yes. And part of the 90-minute module is your visualization. So that's really paying attention to you and the life you want from doing what you're doing now.
Right.
So, and remember, when you're going to events and things, make sure that's a good place to put your energy, because if you go to everything, nothing's important. And if you go to certain things, you can make them extra important, and just choose wisely, because you have a limited amount of time and energy, and you want to put it where the energy's good. If you find that a lot of the people you meet at a certain event aren't really positive, it's probably one you want to stay away from, really, because they'll drain your energy.
Absolutely, and feel free to walk out after you've gone into a place and you're going, whoa, I made a wrong decision here. Another thing that Cherie Valentine and I have done before a few events, because she's my local buddy that I love to do things with, we set an intention. We kind of ground ourselves down, and we set an intention before we go into the event. And I think that is really, really helpful, a wonderful practice.
It is.
Look who's here. Coach, thanks for stopping by. Coach says, love the percent rule, Kelly Rudolph. 80-20 is now 90-10, baby. That's so great. And Eva, who I just love and adore here at Google+. Hi, Goddess Eva. She says, thank you for the PDF. I already picked my copy, smiley face. This HOA is already a huge energy booster. Aw, talk about making your heart sing. Thank you. So, Kelly, I'm going to put the focus on you for a second while I go and do another screen share capture so that we can go look at the 90-minute module for focused, productive, and positive work. Okay, so there's Kelly's gorgeous face while I do screen share. Because those who know, Google Plus Hangouts, it's, keep your fingers crossed, and, God willing, and the creek don't rise. What you want will come up. And, of course, I had it the last time, no problem, but not happening now. So hang in there, everybody. Hang in there.
I was telling Andy earlier that she's inspired me to go back and play with Google Plus some more, because I did that quite a while ago, and it was...
Well, I have to say, it's always, always interesting, and I think I have it here. Okay, everybody. All right. Oh, you can't see my face, but just so you know, I'm giving a huge brow swipe. All right, so let's look at this 90-minute module of positive focus productivity. Walk us through it, Kelly, please, and thank you.
Okay. This is really fun. If you can scroll up a teeny bit more, because I want to see the bottom of that 2 modules thing.
Okay.
It's okay if you can't. That right there is good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So in the beginning, let's say you start your day early, you're a powerful morning person. Then in the first part of your day...
Oops, sorry, come back.
I'll just keep talking about it. A lot of people have it in front of them, too. Okay, so right here, I just used one of mine. And this is 7:30 to 7:45. For 15 minutes, you can write, you can talk out loud, which is really powerful. Talk out loud about your ideal life.
Right.
The big picture.
The big picture. And so, what's happening here is, it's what, 5, you're doing this for 15 minutes. We're taking visualize big picture with feeling. When you say all 5 senses, what are we talking about, Kelly?
Okay, pretend like it's a vacation, because that's something we've all done before, hopefully. As entrepreneurs, we don't do it a lot anymore. And kind of picture your whole life, what you're wanting to get from what you're going to do today. For example, maybe you're going to grow your email list today, but it's not because you want a big email list, it's because you want clients. And you don't want clients because you get money, although you do, and money will pay the mortgage and all of that. But ultimately, having money is going to give you what? You keep drilling down, and you get to, well, having plenty of money is going to allow me to reach more people worldwide, and my family and I can be closer because we'll have the ability to go and do things together and be closer and all of that. So you get to where your human psychological needs are being met by your business. So this big picture talks about how you are in the future,
Yep.
3 or 5 years, and you have connection, you have certainty, you have
Great.
variety, you have significance, you have personal growth, and you have contribution in your life.
I love that.
Those are the 6 psychological needs we need to have met.
Right. Now the camera's on you, so
Okay.
so the visualization, I mean, 15 minutes, that can be a long time.
It can be, and anything after 17 seconds is starting to manifest.
Okay.
So it's really important. If you want to do it for 5, that's good. Some people, you may want to start with 2 minutes, but talking out loud is the most fun because you can say things like, my family and I are in this, lovely place or this lovely home, and I'm holding a glass of peach tea. I'm overlooking the ocean, and I feel the ocean breeze in my hair and on my skin, and it's sunny. I feel the warmth of the sun, and I'm hearing music and birds, and you go through all of your senses, and you see what you're wearing and how you feel and who you're with and all of that. So as you do that, the longer you can do it, the better.
Wow, so that's really being present in the moment at big time. And then for another 15 minutes, we visualize the ideal day with feeling. Talk about that.
Everything goes perfect during this day. Everything. Andy's show, everything goes perfect. And this is how people who are athletes practice. They've done studies and with athletes who were in the Olympics in 1980 even, and they had athletes who did all the physical training, and they had athletes who did 75% mental training like this, visualization, visualize perfect practice. And guess which group? There were 4 groups, but the one that did the best was the one that had 25% physical training, 75% mental.
Wow.
They've played with astronauts with that kind of thing. The Blue Angels, before they fly, the Navy's Blue Angels, they do what they call chair flying, and they sit in chairs in an office, and they close their eyes, they visualize the whole thing. They're talking to each other just like they would be. They always chair fly before they go up in the air, because they're 18 inches apart, for Pete's sake.
Thanks.
On 350. So athletes, musicians, everyone who's really good at what they do practices. And this mental practice is so much more powerful because 20 minutes of this is worth 2 hours of perfect practice. Looking at your day this way, you're really going to rock your day.
And what happens so when the negative or stresses of, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm frustrated, or I'm afraid, or the phone isn't ringing and my computer's staring mutely back at me?
Yeah, I've been there. That's when you either go to Pinterest to look at kitties and laugh, or you gratitude is the quickest way to get back to a high frequency vibration that's going to attract good things to you. Gratitude for, hey, I'm super glad my arms and legs work today, and I had a great hair day, and the sun shines out, and things like that. Anything and everything. That's a cool rock over there. Anything you can flow gratitude to. I know it sounds ridiculous, but anything at all. And it raises your vibration, and you start pulling in the good things. And the universe is set up that way. It always has been. We just hadn't learned it. And now it's time to use it. It's time to use the universal law of vibration to our advantage like it was intended.
Awesome. So now we have project number 1. So you've identified a project, and you're saying, okay, for the next 50 minutes, kind of like your high school class, right?
Yes.
Next 50 minutes, I am going to take inspired action without interruption, which I imagine means turn off email and turn off social media, unless that's what you have to be doing. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, the only amount of time you need to focus is 50 minutes, 50. If you can only focus for 20, start there. But you're going to take a break after that, because your brain, when we're doing these technical things online or whatever, our analytical side of our brain is working, but the creative part kind of takes a break. So when you get frustrated or something, or you can't think of what to do, or you can't come up with a solution, that's the best time to take a break. When you're overwhelmed, it sounds counterintuitive. Take a break. Instead of wanting to power through and get things done, take a break, because those two sides of your brain need to come and meet in the middle again, and then you'll have all kinds of solutions. Kind of like when you take a shower, you get all these great ideas, right?
Right. Oh my gosh, the most amazing. In fact, I wanted to come up with a product of a wonderful board and marker that I could write on in the shower, because, gosh, I don't want the ideas to wash down the drain with the shower.
Yes. I will buy one of those when you come up with it.
Okay.
It's really important. One of my most popular articles I've ever written, I write for a big website, and it was the shower idea article. It was the
Yeah.
brilliance that comes in the shower. There are some valid reasons for that.
Right.
So,
And there's scientific reasons. It's about the ions, everybody. It's not magic.
yeah.
Okay, so now
Although magic is cool.
this taking a break, exercise, laugh. I'm telling you, are we all going to be starting our own fun Pinterest boards, everybody? I'm going to stop the sharing
It's
for
a
a
funny
second
place.
here.
It really
I got to
is.
go set up my funny pin. Come on, everybody. All of us. This is your call to action here from Andy for some Andelicious moment. Go set up your Pinterest board of where you can go and laugh. Funny jokes, watching funny kitties, whatever it is that makes you laugh, go set it up and then share it with us because I'd love to know and I'd love to follow it as well because I think the laughter part is so tremendous. And Kelly, you talk about what this is like. You do this so many times a day, times 5 days a week. What
Mhm.
happens because of this focused effort?
Well, because you've done the visualization, whether you're doing it for 5 minutes or the 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
um, because you're doing that, you are completely focused on the result, the perfect result you want from the day and in your ideal life. So you're energized, you're motivated, you're inspired when you're working, and you're focused for only 50 minutes or less, but 50 is great.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the week, you've had, I'm not looking at it right now, 8.5 hours or so on each
Right.
project. Let's say you do a project, let's say you do 2 projects a day, 90
Mm-hmm.
minutes each. That's just 3 hours of business time.
Yep.
And by the end of the week, each of those projects has 8.5 hours of very focused, inspired action. Usually we're kind of all over the place when we're working on something, right? And we get really into it, and then wow, 3 hours went by. What? I'm hungry, I'm cranky, and I'm totally dehydrated. So it's important to do the 50 minutes, 10-minute break, 50 minutes, 10-minute break. So you can add these modules. You can do 4 of these modules in a day. I often do that. What happens with the focus time and the visualization combined and the laughing, and remember there's breaks, there's water, there's exercise in there. When all of that's combined, that 50 minutes is more powerful than probably a whole week of your regular work week. It really
Wow.
is.
Wow. I think this is amazing advice. And for those of you who like little reminders, I don't know, can you see this? This is the mindfulness bell. It's an app for your phone. It goes off. It does this wonderful boom noise. That's a little something. It's not as jarring as an alarm would be, but it's a little something to remind you, oh, I need to stop and take my break, go look at my Pinterest board and laugh. and,
Or Google
etc.
Plus or whatever you want to look. There's funny things everywhere. So funny people, who are posting
Oh,
funny
yeah.
things on Google Plus or Facebook. There's lots of funny
Oops,
stuff.
sorry, everybody. I forgot to switch the camera. So I just want to say hi to Nikki Creel. Loving it so far. Nikki's from the UK, Kelly. She's so much fun. And
Thanks, Nikki. Kisses back to you.
and then, of course, Neil Wood again. Kelly, your comments remind me of a couple quotes I heard recently. Our thoughts are like muscles. The ones we exercise the longest become the strongest. Wow.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a really good one. And then he said that when he was training for the U.S. Olympic Trials Marathon in 1983, I visualized success during my daily 10 to 20 mile run and running my fastest marathon ever. Wow, that's big, Neil. Thank you for that.
Perfect example, Neil. Thank you.
So, Kelly, this information is unbelievable. I know I'm going to be implementing it right away. I'd like to take a little moment at this time of the show, though. So many wonderful people stopped by in the comment thread and said, Andy, I can't make it live. I'll see the replay. And I just want to just share my waves. Both of us can wave and give out our mois. So I'll let you do the waving while I read the names, and then I'll do the mois, okay? So we have Oleg.
Okay.
And Deborah Oakland, and Heidi, and Irene, and Cheryl Varellen, and Carmen, and Carmen made it live. Yay, Carmen.
Yay, Carmen.
And then Cher, Valentino,
Cher.
Susan Campbell Cross, Tom Collins, Kimberly Allison, and Phil at One Great Life. This is just a big all of you. Thank you so much for swinging by and just saying hi. And then, of course, to all the amazing folks here today that show up live and have been putting the most amazing comments in. Tom Rolfson, I'm a huge fan. And Yvonne is here. And, of course, Neil, we said hello to you. And Coach G. And Richard O. And Kim Armstrong. Eva, all of you, thank you for swinging by. It just means the world to me, and I know to Kelly as well. Kelly, what is new on the horizon? What's next for you and all that you're doing, and how can folks work with you?
Ooh, well, I have a coaching program. I've actually adjusted my coaching program because I was getting such quick results. Okay, so my Powerful Results coaching program, and Powerful is PWR for Positive Women Rock. My Powerful Results coaching program is just 3 months long now because I found that my clients totally transform their entire lives, every aspect of it, within that 3 months. And they're good to go. They're good to go. They're good to go teach other people all kinds of things, that some of the things that they learned that can help others that they love. And so what I'm doing is coaching 12 people at a time, and then I have a wait list going, and they're coming in, and
Excellent.
we're just rocking the world. It's awesome.
And where can folks find you?
PositiveWomenRock.com, and there are some links also on the PDF.
Right, and I have them, of course, in the archives, everybody. Please connect with Kelly Rudolph. I mean, who wouldn't want to be connected with this wonderful woman who shares these incredible, not just inspirational, but actionable. I love that. I love when people say, okay, do this, do that. It's training for the entrepreneur. It's pure Andelicious advice, if you ask me. Thanks again for joining us, Kelly. And you're in San Diego, right?
Yes.
Yay, yay, yay. And if you all want to spend some time with Kelly and me, I'm about to grab the link from this room, hit the end broadcast, and put it into the comment links. Please click on it. Nobody's going to see. You don't have to have your hair brushed. You can have your jammies on. You don't even have to have a video on. We would love to hear you as well as see you if you're up for that. In the meantime, I'm just saying, please run over to my YouTube channel, watch some of my Andelicious videos, and please connect with me on social media. It's Ande Lyons, as you can see, ANDELYONS, and that's where I am everywhere, whether it's Pinterest, which I'll be having my new laughing board up soon, as well as at Ande Lyons on Twitter, Facebook, here on Google+. I love, love, love connecting, finding out what is making your heart sing, and how are you sharing your gifts with the world. For those of you who could use some help with their business, this month's special at andelyons.com is 50% off my social media audit. I'll put all the details into the links for you, but basically I look at how you are, how your product, how your business is looking across all the social media platforms, and I come up with some wonderful strategies and solutions, sensible, easy to implement solutions to help you rock your business in this wonderful world of social media. Thank you again, Kelly. Wave goodbye to everybody. I'm about to hit end broadcast.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Ande. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. And finally, thanks for having the courage for being an entrepreneur in the world. I so admire everything you're doing. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Mwah! Have a delicious day.